Listen. So I just wanted to post up a little video as we finish up the Farewell and the Lion King videos for tomorrow and, well, a bunch of the other ones that we have. But I want to talk about all the fall film festivals coming up since I'm really excited for them. And I wanted to briefly talk about the new subscription services since I want to make sure you guys are getting the best deals to watch your movies. So, you know how it goes. Let me explain. So for starters, we got the Toronto International Film Festival that's coming up, and boy, I saw that lineup and I am extremely excited. So far, my most anticipated are Jojo Rabbit, because that meme that just dropped is hilarious.
Befehl! Der Angriff Steiners war Befehl! Ich war eher von der Akademie. Und doch habe ich allein auf mich gestellt.
Plus, it's Taika's Hitler comedy where he straight up disrespects him, so I'm there day one. Parasite in the Lighthouse, I've been patiently waiting for since that hype swooned in at cons. Obviously, I'm excited for more Mr. Rogers-centric content, and Joker. I just want to know what DC's thinking. I was able to go last year, and I even have a whole video talking about our picks right here in case you want to check out that video. But if you are thinking of going, I know the tickets are on sale right now, and I know that there's a bunch of good movies to check out. I also don't work for TIFF, so know that this isn't like a promo or anything, even though I did get the funniest comment in the last video that we made. I don't know when we went from big studios paying off critics to now it being a narrative of indies who barely have enough to shoot their script and supposedly are now hiring YouTubers. I don't know if people are just that bored nowadays, but you wouldn't be that bored if you were catching more movies. New York Film Festival is another one I'm excited to visit. There's no schedule for that one yet, but I did want to keep it on your radar since a couple of TIFF movies usually appear there in case you missed them. I can't wait for that fest since I've never been to it. Like, I've been to New York, but I've never been to the film festival, but I also need an excuse to go see Moulin Rouge while it's playing, so you know I'll be there. A couple of other ones I probably won't get the chance to go see, but I think are worth noting is TELLURIDE. This one takes place in the mountains in Colorado, and it looks so beautiful. If you've been following this channel, you know that the Sundance Film Festival at Salt Lake, the one that happens in January, that one's my favorite. I even got a whole video actually breaking down how to go with all our tips and tricks. Might even do something like that for the other fest if you guys are interested, but I love how these two have a similar feel. You know, it's kind of like Park City with the pictures that I've seen. I've also heard that this festival doesn't release the schedule until you get there, but they're always insanely good movies, so I hope to go there one year. I also hope to go to Fantastic Fest since I've already been to South by, and let me tell you, both of these fests, any fest practically that happens in Austin, Texas is probably taking the prize for the funnest, not to mention that they're killing it with the food scene down there. I also one day want to go to London for BFI Fest. I also want to go to Venice. I want to go to a bunch of other ones after, of course, I get to boo a movie at cons in a tux, of course. Other than the film fest, which we'll be covering, I did want to break down AMC A-List and this new Regal subscription. Obviously, most know that MoviePass is dead. Cinemia burst. Scumbags. It's looking like we're finally evolving to the Spotify, Apple Music stage of these services, and they all seem to be rooted in theaters. AMC A-List, I've been abusing like a Tarantino movie. That thing cost me like $20, but it lets you see 3 movies a week, totaling to a whopping 12, which if you're taking advantage of the Dolby and the IMAX, your dub's going a long way when you're spending a total of like $180 in check-ins. Sadly, not everyone has an AMC, so I'm glad that Regal finally is getting theirs. I'm going to be signing up for it and reporting back after a month or two to let you guys know how it is, but it seems to work the same way as A-List. It allows you to check into the movie and reserve your seat if it's available. They both are managed through their apps. They each have this 3-tier system that seems a little confusing at first, but it's just 3 tiers that vary on the location that you are. So like Los Angeles and New York, it's a little bit more expensive. So yeah, you'll be paying $23 and not $18. But again, we're getting like $180 worth of movies. And in places like New York, I think it's $180 for a ticket anyways. I have heard that there are some like surcharges for the Regal one. I don't know how that's going to be. Supposedly like 50 cents to reserve your seat. So I hope that doesn't get annoying. But again, these are services for people who watch a lot of movies. Last month I watched 30-something movies, so I know that it's worth it for me. Yeah, your boy does get into film festivals, but I don't know where the Chicago screenings are at. So yeah, when I complain about a movie, know that I paid my rights to. But for those of you who, actually have a life, there's things like the $5 Tuesdays that I think are pretty dope. I know T-Mobile does deals, Costco does deals, Adam as well. But like I was saying, I mean, if it's only $18, you literally only have to see 3 movies and it pays for itself if you were doing the $5 Tuesday type thing. So definitely check it out. I just want to make sure you guys are getting the best, like taking advantage of these services to be able to watch as many movies. Obviously, that's the whole purpose of this channel, is to guide you to watch as many movies, or at least good quality movies that are out there. And of course, as always, the secret link of the day, if you go over to GoFobo and Advanced Screenings, again, not sponsored by any of these are actually free. These are services that I stumbled upon way back when I started the channel. Maybe you guys have heard me mention them. GoFobo and Advanced Screenings are pretty much these like public sites that post up whenever they like get sourced out of any advanced fan screenings that are happening in particular cities. The problem with them is that they fill up really fast, but I want to let you guys know about them because nobody had ever told me about those. And I think especially for those of you who want to save on movies, want to be able to catch the movies a little early, especially for those of you who are starting up with your own channels, this may be a really cool thing to try to do. Again, like I said, no one ever told me about these, so I wanted to tell you guys about it. Also because I refuse to be a gatekeeper, because that's just mad corny. Anyways, that was just a quick update. Maybe I'll see some of y'all at the fest. Most definitely looking forward to your suggestions for TIFF and NYC. If you go to TELLURIDE, mail me some snow. Biscuits if you're in London. And let me know your thoughts on these subscription services. Maybe there's some tips and tricks that I don't know about, or an entirely other service I don't know. Obviously, besides the Paletero man, of course, with the bootlegs, which, actually, now that I mentioned that, let me wrap this up with this. My boy Andres, who actually has a website, go check out his website. He writes about movies and stuff. He's just started that out. He actually went to Colombia this past week, and he sent me this picture of these bootlegs that legit made me laugh harder than any movie I had seen. Like, look at this. The Nun was La Monja. Like, there was things over here like Rocky. Like, they didn't even call it Creed 2. They called it Rocky 8. Feliz Dia de tu... This doesn't even make it. I love how this one right here, Dragon Ball Z, is in 4K Ultra HD. They couldn't even print it right? Los Vengadores, Guerra Infinita. This is the funny. If any of you guys can guess all these, I'll probably send you like a gift card for whatever theater you want. This is the funniest thing. Other than that, let me know your thoughts on this video. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. And I'll send you a 4K of the Oscar-winning Una Amistad Sin Fronteras.